Hi there, everyone. Matt with ViaSay here, and today we're gonna do a quick video on what knowledge bases are, how to upload them onto the ViaSay platform, and how you start the process of using them in an advanced use case to call some data. So we're not going to actually build an advanced use case in this video. That will come in a later video, but I wanted to get your hands on using knowledge bases, learning what they are, and getting prepped so that we can use them in the next video. So to start off, a little explanation on what a knowledge base is. So a knowledge base is a custom and editable database hosted on ViaSay that's in a JSON format. So it's in the standard JSON data format, very common format for passing data. And a knowledge base is used in the same way as an external API. So it's really useful to do things like check a database for conditions or values or retrieve content to build bot answers. So knowledge bases allow you to host data that needs to be manually updated on a regular basis and that aren't also readily available through APIs. So some more examples of data to use in a knowledge base would be things like static content, policies, FAQs, or image references, basically anything that's referential, like opening hours of a service that you need to change, but you don't have in an API. So really powerful and easy to use from a platform side. So if we open up the actual platform here, now with the explanation, under the build category, we've got our knowledge bases, and you see I've got an example of one pulled up here. So in this case, it's the different ticket categories that someone can use when contacting an agent. So they can talk about services or exchange, refunds, and then you see the different data options associated with that. So service, you get the name in English, we have the name in French. Now, again, this is just a raw JSON, so you can see the raw data, what it looks like here, if you click on this little toggle. But the ViaSay platform will present it in a 2D sort of a board that's a lot easier to read. So you can see that the first item in the knowledge base is services, and you can see all the information linked with that. So let's go ahead and add our own so that we can use one in an advanced use case later. So let's go ahead and go click on knowledge bases and create a new knowledge base. So when creating a knowledge base, you have the option to upload your raw JSON right here. If you click paste your raw JSON, but you can also upload a CSV file. So I'm going to go ahead and upload, and I'll have this in the description of the video as well. So we're going to upload a list of descriptions for places. So we're going to make a use case that brings you some information on different destinations. So we'll go ahead and upload that, and you can see the different options. So we've got Paris, the country is France, the printed name will be Paris with a capital P. You can edit the description here. We just have filler text, and then you can do things like attach a picture, URL, use emojis for the country flag, and then have more information for each of these entries. So when you use a knowledge base like this, you can do a lot of cool things in use cases. You can make sliders, you can make carousels to choose from, and you can call a lot of different options, in this case, destinations at once with minimal work, just like calling an API. But in this case, it's just hosted on the platform. So again, now that we've got it uploaded, let's go to the next step. So like I mentioned, a knowledge base operates with a really similar set of rules like an API. So to call this in an actual use case, we have to create an API that instead of referencing an external URL, we reference this knowledge base hosted on the platform. So if you remember how to get there, integrate APIs, and we're going to go ahead and create a new API. So we'll call, obtaining information on destinations. And we'll put it in the weather one that we created earlier. You can create a new group if you'd like, but we'll go ahead and click create. So now you can see we're on the same page that you would normally enter for a external API. But actually, we have to just make a couple changes. So the API group can stay the same, but instead of an external API, we're going to reference a knowledge base. So when you see I click knowledge base, we lose all the information for the URL, all the external stuff, headers, bodies, because we're referencing something already in ViaSay. So I can open this up, and you can see I've got destinations. I can go ahead and select that. So now we have this API sort of middleware calling this destination knowledge base. Just like a normal API now, we can go in and set the inputs and the extractions that we want to pull out. So from an input side, we'll say destination. And then from an output side, we'll have two different outputs. So the first one is going to be all destinations. And this is going to be if you just want to collect all of the information in the knowledge base and present it in something like a slider or a carousel. So a little advanced here for the James path extraction, how we actually select that data. You can just put an @ sign, and that just will extract all of the different data associated with this knowledge base. So you don't have to specify. So we'll go ahead and create one more. And in this case, we'll call this destination selected. So if a user selects a certain destination, then not just all of them, but if they pick one from that knowledge base, this is the extraction that we'll choose. We need a little bit of code here. And again, I'll copy paste this into the description. Basically, all this is doing is just saying if we pick this destination, it becomes the destination selected. So a little bit of Jinja code here, but nothing too crazy. We should be good to go. So now we have our two extractions. We have our API, quote unquote, made for this knowledge base. I can save this to draft. You can see we get our API successfully deployed. Now we can use this in a use case just like an external API. So I can go to build, I can go to use cases. I already have an advanced use case made that we can add this knowledge base API to, and we'll go ahead and open that up. So this is going to be obtaining information on the destinations available. So I can open up the spot action. Right now, we don't have any conditions or anything. We'll walk through this whole use case in another video. But let's go ahead and get this knowledge base connected first. So under API connections, add an API, and we can find the API that we just made. So we called it obtaining information on destinations. Go ahead and link that. And you see it will pull up our inputs and outputs. So just like normal, we can give them names if we want to change them. All destinations, destination selected. Oops, spelled that wrong. Selected, there we go. And because this is a knowledge base and not an API, there'll never be a status code because it's just calling right from the platform. So you don't have to put anything for that. So we can save that to draft. Now we have this knowledge base connected to a use case. Once we fill out the conditions and answers, we can start calling all of that information from that knowledge base in our answers and to get some dynamic content. So we'll take a look at that in another video, but hope that was helpful in learning what a knowledge base is and how to use it. Thanks.